Welcome to Hashtag Rehash. I'm Christine.
And I'm Steve. One of the big trending topics today, hashtag Airbnb. And this story, very near and dear to our own personal hearts. Let me break it down for you guys, okay? So the story, hashtag Airbnb, is all about this Asian woman who was allegedly racially discriminated against and denied a stay at an Airbnb house that she'd booked by the host, who didn't like her for apparently being Asian.
I just feel so hurt,
And she threw in, she was a Trump supporter on top of that, this host, and it just snowballed into this huge story that has now gone viral and has probably about 10 million people that it's actually reached at this point.
So Steve's a reporter for KTLA here in Los Angeles, and they had sent him to Big Bear to cover snow
Weather.
because,
Cold.
It was a cold day in sunny California, so let's go cover snow. And what happened?
We were just stopped in a parking lot by a huge snowbank, talking about the snow, talking about how cold it is up there. All of a sudden, this car just drives up right next to our news van and parks, and I can see these people, they're very distraught, they're confused. They come up to me saying, "Hey, do you guys know this area? Where could we stay tonight? We're not from around here." And I see this girl, this Korean girl, she's crying, she's sobbing, she's got, her mascara's running down her face. And I say, what happened? What happened?
The four of us made a reservation on Airbnb about a month ago, and I asked the woman who's the host if two more friends would be okay. I made a reservation for two of us, and I asked if two friends were okay. She said that's fine, we just have to pay more money. So we're driving up, we think everything's fine, we're ready for the ski trip in Big Bear. There were flash flood warnings all day. I asked the woman again, is it okay that my two friends come, right? Could we give you cash, or how much did you say it was again? And she says, absolutely not. And I say, but you said yes. Here's some screenshots of text messages where you said that I could bring my friends.
It got into this huge fight, and all of a sudden, the host says, "You know what? We're done here. You're a con artist. One word says it all. Asian. Always wants something for nothing." And
She said that?
the host said that in the text messages. The Korean girl says, whoa, that's not fair. You're being racist to me. You can't do that. And the host's response was, "It's why we have Trump," referring to President Donald Trump.
Why didn't you put that story on the news that night?
Well, the weather was the main story that night, so we couldn't do it that night. And we were going to do it a couple days later, but then I pitched it in the news meeting, but breaking news happened, and it kind of just got lost in the shuffle of everything else. Finally, I just buckled down, got the time to edit this video that I recorded of this girl. Her name is Dine Sue, by the way. Very, very nice, polite person. And I was able to get it out there. I posted it on Facebook and YouTube. And since then, it's been viewed by several million people.
Which it kind of blows me away when you share the story, because I know you and I know all of the responsibilities that you have, and to know that you just shot this video, this interview with this woman on your cell phone, in between whatever you were doing for work that day, and then this video just kind of sat in your phone with all of your other pictures and videos for about a month. And then you were just like, you know what? I really just want to get this story out there.
Yeah, and so after I put the story out there and it went absolutely viral, all of a sudden, all these other news outlets picked up on the story. When we post stories, we never know what's going to be big, what's going to actually take off. You just put stuff out there that you think is important and that people should see. And if it's important enough, if other people agree with you, well, then nature takes its course and it'll spread to those who want to see it and need to hear it.
Airbnb did remove that woman from their services. So she's now no longer allowed to
host people at her
home.
One of the best things I've seen come out of this is that I've received probably hundreds of messages right now, and Dine herself has probably received thousands from people giving her encouragement, and they've even been offering her to come stay at their homes. People all over the country are saying, "Hey, come to Oregon. How about Seattle? Why not New York or Boston? You can stay in our house anytime."
I kind of hope she does that and records it just to show the generosity of people all over the United States. Being a reporter myself, I know how often people come up to me or come up to you and they're like, "Hey, I got a story for you." All of the time, people want to share something, and sometimes it's newsworthy and sometimes it isn't. But when you're in the middle of like working on another story and there's deadlines and live shots that are coming up. I mean, taking the time to listen to somebody like you did, like doesn't always happen.
No.
What was it about her?
When I saw her, how just hurt she was, I thought, I've got to talk to her. I got to find out what's going on. What caused her to be like this?
Yeah.
It was just that raw emotion that I had to explore and investigate. And I think it just touched off something in millions of people now across the world who've now seen this and can either relate to that or are just moved by the pain that she was feeling in that moment of racial discrimination.
We just kind of wanted to rehash what happened in that story because there's kind of a story behind the story.
Story behind the story.
Yeah. So thank you guys at home or on the bus or wherever it is you are for watching. I hope it's not in your car.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.